So on this third lesson, I would like to explain and show more about the ERP systems, how the resources are scheduled through the ERP systems, and why we really must change the status quo and do the things differently. So I hope this would be eye-opener and it will help you to your future decisions. So from my side, I feel that the biggest challenging part of the ERP systems and to improve your costs, your resources and spending are on the calendar settings. It's calendars that are set for logistic side of the process, and it's really the maintenance is split across different departments. So I will explain you more in the following slides. What is really strange for me, and it's a really highlight, that even in the education on the universities, we don't train our students to know this functionality, how it works, and what is the impact in the real business. So let's go. So on this slide, I would like to explain how big impact has this calendar effect and why we calling supply chain like a chain, because we are really chaining and connecting different processes which are really linked and interact on each other. So always we are dealing with customer supplier relation, and on this picture I have made a nice split where the calendar logic sits between the processes. So here is the perfored line. It's repeating on different lines too. And on this first line, we are dealing with demand that is coming from our customer and customer. And it's really shared information from their ERP system based on their frequency, calendars, delivery dates, and so on. And we can get these EDI messages directly to our ERP system without human touch. So we could receive this information completely out of the control. What we do, we as a supplying side, we execute this demand and we try to deliver. So this is the information that we are receiving. This other side is really that we support and we do the service level of hopefully 100% to our customers to fulfill all the wishes, all the needs that we see and that the customer shared with us. Because these calendars are through all the operations and could be based on customer, based on finished products family, based on production line, commodity, supplier, and everything is really interacted and chained together. So wrong information on the top is really impacting all the flow down to end suppliers. How the calendar works, we have the calendar and we can fix the period where the order should be released. So I have taken this example that we have the released order for 8 of the month, and the demand that we were ordering to be covered is from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 till the 15, where is the next ordering period. So when I book the order with the delivery date on 8, I am booking the order based on the information that has been visible in the system till the 15. So on this case, I have booked the order on 1st to be delivered on 8. So it could be that some orders has came within the delivery lead time and I was not aware. So this is also the risk that I have to take on account, that maybe my material would be in the shortage because there were not information from the end customer that is needed, and this will be required in the future. Practical example that I'm using in training of students is this print screen of the production schedule. It's nice visibility of supplier and customer relationship. So I have the supplying orders, which are this planet order or the quantity that is increasing the availability on hand. And then I have the customer orders that are consuming the quantity from my stock. Why I have put here the calendar? It's really illustration how the interaction works. So we have the order to be delivered from my supplier. It could be production, it could be my supplier. It's on 2nd of February. So you see the order to be on site, on stock is 2nd of February. Then I have the consuming order on 2nd, on 9, on 16. 2nd, 9, 16. And the next period to be replenished to get the material delivered from my supplying side is again on 23rd. So here you already see the non-consistency between the calendars. So my booking order calendar from my purchasing side is once a month. So 2nd, 23rd, and 23rd of March. And then I have another calendar that is coming from my production or my consumption, my consuming side. And this is running on the weekly basis. So we have 2nd, 9, 16, 23. Then we have the 2nd of March, 9, 16, 23 of March, 23rd of March. And this is the biggest gap what we can have in our processes. So even that you are using only the ERP system, you can have big potential on improvements. So what I have done on the next following slide, I have made a graph if this frequency will be in line to each other, and what you can free up from your processes, how many resources, and how you can balance your resources through your operation. So what is the key? I have analyzed the minimum order quantity from my supplying side. So you see the 50, 225, and 210. So my minimum order quantity from my supplying side, if it's the optimal transport or optimal production lot size, I do respect this quantity. So it will be always 50. It's just explanation of the following slide. And then I was analyzing what would be my minimum quantity that I consume. And because the minimum quantity, it's in the 5. So you see the minimum is 35, 45. So it's not multiplying by 10, but it's multiplying only by 5. So I have assumed from my analytic knowledge that this could be 5 parts as a minimum consumption size. So based on this random picture that I have found on internet, I have made this analysis in the graphic form. So you see 3 lines, 3 type of graphs. One is respecting the frequency that has been shown on the print screen. The second line, the middle, is showing when we have synchronized the frequency week by week. And the third line is when we have optimized the respect of the quantity only. So we do the consumption on daily basis. We can order on daily basis when the moment of replenishment is coming. So you can see. So on the first original print screen data. We have got the maximum inventory. We have hit 225 locations on our shelves. In average, we were keeping 121 locations. So even without any heavy change, that we synchronize two calendars, only one type of the process. So it's interaction. It's one per fourth line that we have seen on the picture. We have reduced the quantity by 59%. So that means the maximum has dropped down from 225 into 100. From 121 average, we have fixed this in average on 50. So you don't need to have big changes, but you have to do some changes, because without change, you cannot change. And the last example is the daily and minimum order quantities. So you see that I have really respected the minimum delivery quantity, which is 50. I have never purchased less. So optimal transport, optimal production load is always 50. And I was reacting on the 5, and I have made smooth consumption through the days. So I have the visibility in every day schedule. And with this change, I have reduced the inventory by another few pallets. So from maximum of 225, I have dropped down to 45. From average 121, I have reduced to 22 pallets, which is 81% from the original schedule that you have got on this print screen. So everything is possible. And for me, it's really IKS. It's magic tool because it's working in the real time. So if I can say we have a customer that is requiring a highlight inventory that are sitting on the shelves longer than 25 minutes. So it's not even the days, it's in the minutes. And you can perform this frequency in seconds. So there are really no limits. So calendar is really the key parameter to work with, to implement and reduce the time that we have in our processes, to free up maximum of the resources and money and costs from our operations. So let's go and focus on how your operation is set, and if there is no gaps in your ERP systems, to move into real-time deliveries. Proud that I have got the opportunity to work for such a great e-Kanban tool as IKS is. It's the best tool on the global market. I do from time to time benchmarks. So the absolute number one is the global integration scope. And those numbers that I have put on this slide are really results from my own projects. So I can guarantee that the potential is there. And with this academy, I will teach you and share with you maximum of my knowledge to get you understand where the potential and opportunities are. And maybe we will see each other in some project. So step by step, you are learning how important is working with the time, how important and how beneficial is moving from the standard planning and scheduling into real-time executing. So there are no differences. So you can really collect 80% from your processes. You can reduce 80% of your resources if you will manage your processes well. So real-time online execution is the way out of this crisis and way to the survival.